Ngayon sa Pinoy History X, pag-uusapan natin ang Itachi version ng Pilipinas nung panahon ng Hapon. This is Pinoy Extreme. Let's do this!
This is Pinoy Extreme.
I, Jose P. Laurel, President of the Republic of the Philippines, do hereby proclaim that a state of war exists between the Republic of the Philippines and the United States of America and Great Britain.
I was asked by Adiboso through a message from Peralta to inquire 3 questions which were confidential. Ako lang ang pinagsabihan.
There was a question about Laurel nga kung talagang he's pro-Japanese or not. Colonel Ocampo went inside Malacanang to the room of the President.
Doon sa palasyo mismo, yung office ng President, may isa pang office dito, may bintana dyan. Sa second floor.
On the other side, na hindi pa nakakahalata yung Hapon, was just there, not realizing guerrilla na itong nandun sa kabilang kwarto na tinatanong na si Laurel.
Are you going to declare war? Yan isa sa mga question. Sabi niya, why? A state of war already exists. I did not understand the answer. But minimorize ko na lang ang answer. Hindi man ako politiko, hindi man ako. I don't understand that language.
Now, during these critical times na kung saan napaka-delikado ng paligid mo. Because as what they said earlier, andun lang sa kabilang kwarto yung mga Hapon and you are talking to a guerrilla. So your words needs to be cryptic and concise.
War already exists. Number 2, are you going to conscript Filipino youths? No.
And because of that answer, napatunayan nila na he is also planning the future of the Philippines.
Why did you accept yung position? Because somebody else was going to accept it. Yun ang talagang pro-Japanese. So, he was actually asked to accept the position para hindi na iba ang ma-assign. So, doon pa lang, alam nila, hindi pro-Japanese si Laurel.
Bang! People back then already knew that some groups are willing to jump over the other side.
Pero for the longest time, ang tingin kay Laurel, pro-Japanese.
Bakit kaya na-build up yung ganong image ni Laurel?
Ay na, dumating pa yung mga Pilipinong kasama nilang mga siraulo. Yon ang mga nag-umpisa ng para magkagalit na lahat.
When the Japanese took over, what was surprising was the number of those who were speaking for the Americans shifted and started supporting the Japanese. One of these would be Jorge B. Vargas, who becomes chairman of the Philippine Executive Commission, and you have people like Benigno Aquino, who start speaking for the Japanese even before Bataan falls.
I was already old to know he was anti-American, anti-democracy. Ilan lang naman sila, pero we don't like them.
So they come out in the headlines in February of 1942, and this is public knowledge. This is in the newspapers. And the question there is, why would they come out in the open at that time?
Ini-encourage niya yung Japanese na parusahan ang mga Pilipino. No, walang patawad.
Ako, enough of that.
Grabe, napaka matulungin pala ni Benigno Aquino Sr., di ba? Nag-offer kagad ng skills niya para i-translate. Parang, I do understand your concern and no worries. We're here to help. Parang naging call center bigla yung tema. May mga times talaga na nagsha-shine ang isang politicians. Depende sa sitwasyon at depende sa choices na ginagawa nila. Andun yung part ni JFK sa Cuban Missile Crisis and yung kay Laurel is itong panahon ng Japanese era. Now, katulad ni Itachi, napaniwala niya yung mga tao na, hey, I'm the bad guy here. And sa ganon, kahit na tarnish na yung image na, or somewhat people hated him for that, by letting that thing happen to him, napigilan niya yung pag-upo nung mga totoong pro-Japanese. This is Pinoy Extreme. Have a good day.